Welcome everybody to this live creative ritual for the Cancer full moon. It's Capricorn season as of today, and I, for one, am very excited. I downloaded a channeled message for Cap season this morning, and it was so empowering. So empowering that I'm like, everybody has to hear this. So I posted it on YouTube after we're finished today. If you want to jump over to that video and watch it, you can. Um, it was about 19 minutes long and just filled with empowering messages, really kind of kicking us in the tush to move forward with our dreams, with our goals, and our aspirations. And there's no better time than Capricorn season to start diligently moving on your intentions, your deep, heartfelt intentions. So I hope that you enjoy that video and that message. But for today, we're going to focus on Capricorn's opposing energy of Cancer. And the full moon in Cancer will apex on December 26th, which I believe is Tuesday next week. So I wanted to get this live in before the full moon so you can have some tools at the ready to make the most of this energy as it approaches, as it builds. All right. So we're talking about Cancer. We're talking about the archetype of mother. We're talking about the archetype of nurturance. We're talking about home and family and feelings. It's really what exists and lives beneath all of those nouns and names for things as humans that we choose, right? Feeling is what lives beneath. There's a certain feeling when you think of family. There's a certain feeling when you think of home. There's a certain feeling when you are being nurtured or nurturing yourself or caring for yourself. There's a certain feeling. And what we want to do today, and we're going to build on it using all the other elements. This guidance was channeled earlier this week, and so we're going to apply it today. What we want to do is we want to capture that feeling. And so if you didn't see in my stories right before I went live, I asked you all, and don't panic, you have time, to bring something to today's ritual that you enjoy, something sensitive. So within your reach, because I don't want you to overthink it, grab something, or you might already have something. Like I have this blanket. This is my skull blanket. It's a cheap plushy blanket from Target, but I love it. It was on Halloween discount. But Halloween is all the time for me. And I love skulls, and it's so soft, okay? So I just love it. I literally cuddle with it, security blanket at night when I sleep. How about some other examples? While you're grabbing something, my jasmine oil. This is my absolutely favorite smell in the whole wide world is jasmine. This is what I meditate with. This is what centers me. I love the smell of jasmine. So maybe you have a favorite essential oil you can grab. I also, while I was prepping for this live today and thinking, what is this activity we're gonna do? Spirit left me completely in the dark on the physical manifestation. I know the practice we're gonna implement, but I'm like, what do we physically, and I'm grabbing all these things, getting my son his breakfast, and I'm like, "Oh, it's about sensory, it's about food, it's about." I have a dried apricot, which I love. I love dried apricots. Okay, so maybe you have a food you love to enjoy. And then my search, I also found this very poignant for this time of year, but actually I love the sound of jingle bells. I don't know why. I love the sound of jingle bells. It makes me so happy. So I want you to grab something you love, something you enjoy, touching, tasting, smelling, hearing. Maybe it's the sound of a kalimba and you just wanna ting, 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 ting while we're doing this practice today. So get your things while I take a sip, and we're gonna dive into it. Okay. All right. So as I mentioned, cancer is all about feeling. All right. Feeling is a vibrational experience. It's something that occurs. It's like an awareness of vibration. It's how I define what is a feeling. Feeling means you are aware of vibration coming off of something or inside of something as you experience something. Okay. So if it's all about feeling, what I want us to try to capture as we approach this cancer zone is what it feels like to be nurtured. And as I was sitting with this message since, it was kind of peeked through in a channeling earlier this week, my son, um, his interactions with me and his desire to wanna play, his desire to want to be nurtured by and through my enjoying him, my enjoying being with him, right? It all clicked into place for me, and I was like, "Oh, wow. The ultimate way we can nurture ourselves as creators is to enjoy our life, to enjoy as many things about our experience as we possibly can." And so today I want us to interact with the items that we have chosen so we can feel what it feels like and start memorizing the feeling truly enjoying something. Because if what you are creating and manifesting is a reflection of the vibe you're putting out, why wouldn't you want to vibrate it? Because all you would get back is more things to enjoy, more opportunities to enjoy your life, more relationships that feel enjoyable, more sensory experiences that feel enjoyable, more everything, projects, creativity, accomplishments, all of it. We desire those things because we want to enjoy living, that we can enjoy living now by learning how to really d deeply dive into enjoying as many things as possible. So, I wanna pause for a moment. I want you to have your item ready, and if you're ready to bring forward and conjure up the feeling of enjoyment, I want you to tell me in the comments, "I am ready, I am ready, I am ready. I am ready to enjoy my life. I am ready to enjoy more. I am ready to vibrate enjoyment, declare it, command it, state it, type it, write it, comment it, speak it out loud to yourself. Let the universe know you're serious, you're here to enjoy, you're ready, and then I want you to grab your item, and I want you to take a big deep breath in and out, and I want you to start interacting with your item. Like, I'm choosing my blanket, so I'm touching my blanket, and I want you to really put as much of your awareness as possible into the feeling of that thing, of enjoying that thing. gaze upon it. What does it feel like in your hand? What does it taste like in your mouth? What does it smell like? Whatever item you've chosen, make notes of it. Oh, no. Did the feed die? Okay. Well, I think we're still live on YouTube, but we might have lost Instagram. Um, I think we might be coming back now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, those of you who are on Instagram, and lost the feed, um, it's still recording over on YouTube, so you can always go back and rewatch that section. I think what happened is that, uh, my computer screen went black and killed the feed. So let me see if I can roll with the punches and figure out how to, um, stop my screen from doing that. Have to edit this later. Oh my goodness. Any other MacBook users have no clue how to use a Mac, but are doing it anyways? 'Cause that's me right now. I don't even know where to go. If I was on a PC, I could figure it out, but oh, here, displays maybe? Let's display. Mm, screensaver. There we go. Desktop and screensaver. Uh, how do I just say never? Okay, well, I'll just keep touching my keyboard so that it doesn't do that again. My deepest and most sincere apologies, to those of you. But I do hope that you were able to connect with your item and feel the sensation of truly enjoying that thing, and that's the feeling we are going to focus on holding as often as we can and applying the other 3 elements to this feeling, okay? So, let's move on to the next element. But before we do that, I do want to mention that well, we'll get back to that. Okay, never mind. I'll come back. Alright, so let's go on to Earth. Okay. So, what you just did with this feeling, and remember I said you could conjure this up at any time. Anytime you're enjoying something, please pause for a moment, really enjoy it, deeply enjoy it, and give thanks for feeling the enjoyment, okay? That sends a signal out to the universe, "I love this, more, 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 give me more of this." We need to then ground this energy, right? We can grow things in just water. That's a truth of physical life. However, soil provides incredible deep nutrients. You can grow more things in soil than you can just in water. There are some plants that grow in water. Why am I talking about this? Because as above, so below, as within, so without, everything is connected in the metaphysical world. So you can grow some things just with the feeling. You could just do that and you'd be good. but our guidance that we were given in that Seeds of Potential channeled message was about applying all the elements to it. So we're gonna apply earth now, and what I want you to think about with earth is a few things. Bringing more enjoyment into your life in physicality, tangibly bringing more enjoyment into your life. For example, you can buy smells and oils that you like and use them more often. I just got a plant for my bedroom because I wanted to have plants in here so I can enjoy my room more. You can always change and shift your physical environment for more enjoyment. Um, this applies to all things sensory. So your clothing, okay? Maybe you can make some shifts and changes there. Your room, the plants you have around you, I mentioned. Where you create, maybe you would enjoy yourself more if you painted outside or inside or by a fireplace versus in a studio room, or writing at a cafe would be more enjoyable than writing at home with your kids running around and everything. So look for ways, and I want you to write some things down, write some ideas you have down in a journal, or maybe just make some notes on your phone, um, or on your laptop for ways you can bring physical enjoyment, more physical enjoyment into your life, okay? What this is going to do is it actually going to increase the number of times that you have that experience that we just deliberately created for ourselves. If you can imagine it, walking into a room in your house, and maybe you have one. I know I used to. Not so much anymore, still sometimes, but like a room that's super cluttered and it's just you walk into it, or maybe there's a closet or a cabinet in your room that you just open and you're like, "Oh." Just the energy in that space is so obnoxious and so stressful and anxiety inducing, and you just can't stand it. When you're making small shifts to your space and changing things that annoy you into things that you enjoy, the vibration of that room is gonna start shifting slowly over time. This isn't about instantaneously, "Go out and change everything." Wouldn't that be great if we could do that? But if you can't do that, maybe some of you can, but if you can't do that like me, you can make small little changes over time. So now when you walk into the room, you're a little less annoyed, or, it's not so bad. You're moving closer to neutral. At a certain point, you're gonna shift beyond neutral, and then, wow, all of a sudden you're like, I'm surrounded by all this stuff that makes me super happy, and when I walk into here, I just feel bliss, okay? So Spirit is saying you can add the element of earth to your creation process by shifting your environment slowly, okay, making those changes over time. It could be as simple as a new air freshener that you like. So when you walk into the space, you always smell smells that you like, okay? So you're looking for ways to amplify the energy and get rid of energetic drains in your physical environment. The thing to remember is that anything that bothers you, it's just information. It's letting you know where there's something could be shifted. You don't need to judge yourself for it or make yourself feel bad. Um, but you do get to enjoy yourself more. That is something that you get to do, especially in this new paradigm that we are living. Um, Again, if you haven't listened to the Capricorn season message that I posted today, please watch that after this video. It's on YouTube. Um, we are changing, we are shifting, and we need to be focused on where we're going and stop looking at where we've been. So this practice will help you. All right. Now, again, there may be some things in your life that you can't quite shift and change that aren't so easy as getting new sheets for my bed, Amanda. I have a partner who annoys me, or I have a situation at work that I feel powerless to do anything about. Like, there are certain aspects of our experience that feel immovable or, you know, not something we can do anything about. Okay, here's where the element of air comes in, alright? The thoughts and perceptions that we have color our entire experience. You know this. You decide in your brain that you suck at public speaking and that everyone's going to laugh at you as soon as you walk up on that stage. What's gonna happen when you walk up on that stage? Regardless of what anyone is doing in actual reality, you will perceive it as, "I am flowing it right now. Everyone thinks I'm a big clown." Whether they actually think that or not, you are deciding that that's what the situation is with your thought process. So, in order for our feeling that we so beautifully cultivated at the beginning of this practice, this feeling of enjoyment to last and to linger, which is what we want it to linger. We want to start spreading it. We want it to be experienced in everything in our experience. The things, the places where we can't feel that energy, we can start looking at the quality of the air, meaning our thoughts that we are breathing in at that time. So we've gotta clear the air in our own mindset. We've gotta learn and understand where we have resistance to certain things, okay? But the great thing about the element of air, unlike Earth, which takes time and effort and sometimes money and resources, air can be instantaneous. You can shift your perception at a blink, you know? If you were walking down the street without a car and you're like, "Ah, just wish I had this car and I could get around so easily," and someone walked up to you and literally said, "Here, have my car," gave you those keys, instantly your mindset shifts. "Oh, everything's possible now," and all of that and whatnot, you know? A mindset can be changed in a matter of seconds, and the way you were thinking before can change. Now, in that example, something physically changed, but you can also manifest perception changes. You can call in and bring forward new ways of thinking that do support what you have, what you desire to bring forward. Okay, and I want to kinda transition into a practice here that came to me whilst journaling in order to help try to shift the mindset in this experience, okay? Before we do that, again, I just wanna thank you all for being here. If you feel like you are getting some value out of this message and feeling really good about being here, and you feel like there is someone in your life that could benefit from hearing this information, please share it with them. Empower them, send this video to them so they too can start enjoying their life a little bit more and bringing in that feeling into their experience. So I want us to do a little bit of writing. I am writing with smelly crayons. I told you, I'm a big kid. What's this one? It's pink. I think it's fruit punch. I don't know. I needed something to write with. I felt called to crayons. So I was like, "Malcolm, where's your crayons?" That's my son. He probably said, "Why does she need my crayons?" Um, but I want you to write down a couple of things. I want you to write down where in your life you don't enjoy yourself very much. Let's bring some awareness to this and let's see if we can try to shift it. So I'm certain that there's probably areas of your life that feel pretty good and you're really proud of the progress that you've made and all of that. But maybe there's other areas of your life where you don't enjoy yourself so much, or a part of, I want to get real specific to the creative journey part of your process you're not enjoying. Um, Maybe you don't enjoy the editing part of writing, but you love the free flow of the first draft and all of that, but the editing part really, gets you stuck. Or with painting, maybe it's the conceptualization of the idea that stresses you out and it's hard to get started. So think about, if you wanna apply it to your creative journey, what part of your process you don't really enjoy. Maybe it's the marketing part, maybe it's selling things if you own a small business. Um, if you want to apply it more broadly to your life, you can, and I'll always say this, the reason that I talk kind of broadly when I talk to awakened creators and you is because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So it doesn't really matter if you start enjoying your life as far as relationships go, but maybe your relationship to your artwork is not quite there yet. You're gonna get better at it just by practicing it over here in your relationship. It'll start bleeding over into the other parts of your life. So you don't need to push yourself to focus specifically on something that is maybe feels too insurmountable to you. And take the low-hanging fruit, start working on it where it feels like it's flowing and the transformation energy is already there. So where in your life, uh, are you not enjoying yourself very much? I'm gonna think about this for myself. Or fell asleep again. Alright. Okay. So now that you have this idea of some of the things in your life that you don't enjoy, you're not quite there yet, I want us to really step away from that for a moment. Because what the mind likes to do is it likes to decide that to measure our life by like the crappiest part. So, because something's not going well in one area, we start judging the whole rest of our lives by that one crappy area, and unfortunately, that means that it sucks the joy that's available to us in all the rest of our life. So be very mindful of that and careful that you are not applying the worst part of your life and how you feel about it, right? Because we're talking cancer, we're talking feeling, the vibrational experience of that worst thing that's not going well, that you're not enjoying, and using that one thing to color all the other things, okay? So, what we're gonna do in to counter that, is we're gonna zoom out and we're going to ask ourselves, what aspects of our life currently are already vibrating with the feeling of enjoyment? And maybe this is a long way of saying you're making a gratitude list, but I want you to think about it in terms of less about that, and it's more about looking for affirmation and signs that it's already working, that the changes that you've been making inside are already producing shifts for you, okay? So how this came up for me was when I was journaling the other morning, and I was taking a pause from my journal and just kind of looking around the living room, and I started noticing some things. And the things that I was noticing were things that I always visioned I would have in my dream life, in my dream house. What could be more Cancer than a house, right? Home. I had a fireplace. I had a kitty next to me curled up in a little ball. I had a window I could look out to the front and see nature. I already had signs of my dream life, my dream house, my dream experience here. Are there things I would change? Of course. Is it quite 100% vibrancy of the vision I had? No, but it's a sign. I'm on my way, okay? So, less a gratitude list, more of taking stock of the signs that you are already shifting your experience, okay? So, what in your life, in your lived experience, could already be proof, the sign that your dream reality is present in a faded, less pronounced form, but it's there nonetheless, okay? So take a moment to take stock of your life and what signs do you have? Maybe it's the fact that you work from home now, and you always wanted to. Maybe you finally drive a blue car and you've always seen yourself in. So start making some notes. What are those things you always wished for around your environment? And the hint is it's all the stuff that you enjoy. It's all the stuff that makes you really happy. Maybe you haven't been appreciating its presence. All right. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do this next step with you, but if you want to kind of take this list into the future and a more clear understanding of what you desire, you can ask yourself, how does it get even better then? If these are the signs of your dream life in this faded, less pronounced form all around you, in what ways does it get even better? So say, for example, I mentioned, "Oh, I work from home now, and I've always wanted to do that." Okay, but perhaps the financial, is not quite there yet. Okay, well, that's how it gets to get even better, because 'cause I've already got the work from home part, so it's like the inevitable next step is the financial part. So you see how you get to ask yourself, and then how does it get even better? And then how does that get even better? And then how does that get to get even better? But the point of this exercise is to prove to your mind that even though this one thing maybe isn't going quite right, all of this other stuff has started shifting. So it's reasonable to assume that that one thing will shift as well. Now, here's my next question I do want you to ask. or not question, but mindset tweak. It's because now you have a list, like we said, that we could be grateful for, right? So isn't it wonderful that that's the key phrase I want you to add in front of all these other things. Whenever you think about that one thing you don't enjoy, "Yeah, that one thing I don't enjoy, but isn't it wonderful that?" So in my example, I tell you I've been super overwhelmed by caretaking for my dad. Um, and I've had to do a lot of mental reframing to release those feelings of burden and shift them into appreciation. Okay, so, yeah, I get overwhelmed sometimes with everything I have to do. Isn't it wonderful that I have so much time with my family? Isn't it wonderful that I'm surrounded by people who support me and the work that I love to do, that I want to do, that I dream to do? And isn't it wonderful that I live in this place now instead of where I was before? And isn't it wonderful that I am working from home when I used to have to go to an office and do things I didn't wanna do for 8 to 10 hours a day? I mean, isn't it wonderful that I get to repair and heal the relationship I have with my father while he's still alive? You can see how I can take that mindset of like, "Yeah, but that song and that song, and I don't enjoy this, I don't enjoy that." Taking stock of, "But I have manifested this and this and this and this and this, and isn't that wonderful? Isn't it?" I went back to enjoying. I went back to enjoying, and that's the gift of this air element, shifting that mindset back to enjoying yourself. Alright, the last element we all know is fire, and fire is kinda super easy, but, um, lots of fun. It's just add more love, add more love, add more love over and over and over again as often as you can. And what does that mean? We talked about it at the beginning in that enjoyment exercise. Take notice more, pay attention more, appreciate more, add more love, add more pleasure to your life. Pause, you stroke your hands across your pet, and it feels super soft. Do it again. Do it again, and really pay attention to how soft it feels, and how comforting this creature is to you, and how much love emanates from it, and really enjoy it, okay? Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure is the playmate of enjoyment, and when you can enjoy your life and you can suck as much pleasure out of it as possible and embody that feeling, guess what you're gonna call more into your life? More and more pleasure, more and more enjoyment, more and more feelings, um, of things to be grateful for and things to enjoy. So, how did you do? I know that was kind of a lot, but I hope that you were able to actually feel a shift inside and, like, "I can do this. I can really do this. I can really draw more enjoyment out of my experience right now. I don't need anything else to change," right? We tell ourselves that a lot. "I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when, I'll enjoy my life if this happens, I'll enjoy my life when that happens, I'll enjoy my life when they change." And we rob ourselves of actually creating that change because we are not enjoying anything. We're living in the state of not enough. Everywhere is not enough. I guarantee you there's some part of your life, there is something like an apricot or some jasmine oil or a soft blanket that you can truly enjoy, that you have right now, and when your mind wants to point to, "Yeah, but that thing isn't quite right yet," you remind it, "But I have this showing up, and this showing up, and this showing up, and this showing up, and it gets to get even better by transforming into this, and this, and this, and this, And isn't it wonderful that I have all those things and that I've changed all those things and that all of those things are coming clearer and more vibrantly into my life? Awesome. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So, I want us to use this full moon to enjoy the heck out of ourselves, to take all of the things that we've learned today to try to apply them over the next few days and practice it. And if you do, please comment back on this video and let me know, how did you do? What did you do? And how did it shift you? What inside changed by applying that principle of either air or earth or water or fire to what you're trying to call in and manifest. Because I think it's gonna empower and it's gonna inspire others. And if you feel like this video will empower and inspire others, please share it. That's how we grow this community, and we amass this incredible army of artists who will just take over the world. I know we will, and create a safe space for people to be themselves and to feel accepted and to feel loved, and you are a part of that. So next week, um, I am gonna be kinda off the air if I can stand it. I miss you guys when I'm not around for too long, so if I can stand it, I'm gonna kinda just focus on family next week. I may still post a video on YouTube. Um, I meant to post the full Seeds of Potential channeled message to YouTube, and I forgot to do that, so that will probably release next week. But as far as going live, I probably won't go live next week. And the following week, or around January 10th, we have the new moon in Capricorn, so we'll do a ritual then, which is a fantastic energy to start off the new year, right? Capricorn is diligent, it is determined, it is, strategic, so we're gonna start applying all of the archetypical energy to 2024 and really make sure that our visions come to life. That's what this is all about. So again, thank you for being here. Check out the Capricorn season channeled messages that just came out today. Watch that video right after this. And if you want to receive all 14 channeled messages that I downloaded during Sagittarius season, I've bundled them and I've cut the price more than in half. So for just $27, you can have 14 channeled recordings that were all downloaded during Sag season. They're absolutely amazing. A lot of focus on belief, on what's coming for 2024. Fantastic, fantastic energy in there. So check out that bundle on my website at weareawakenedcreators.com. And otherwise, those of you who are in celebratory times right now, I'm wishing you the happiest of holidays, the most joyful time with your beloveds, and that you enjoy yourself, because that is what this is all about. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being devoted to your art, to your heart, to you, and prioritizing your joy, because that is truly what's going to change the world. I love you. Bye for now.